Hey ForexMilitia, this is Parsival going over the weekly outlook starting from the date of 9/13. It's on a Sunday night, and I want to go over what I basically see in the markets. I basically marked up the charts already, and this is what I'm basically looking at. All right, so the euro has been in a consolidation basically from when? From about the middle of August, and it's just been consolidating after this nice uptrend here. So, another indicator that I'm using to basically track what's going on with, I'll say, the smart money, the big players, is they are accumulating this currency, most like more of the um, euro than the dollar. This is the accumulation distribution with a 100 MA overlay. So what this is basically saying to me is, at at this point, it was basically pretty even until just recently, in July, when I guess QE really started to take effect and the dollar started to really decrease in value. That's when the dollar started to decrease and the euro started to gain. I guess because people started to go from the dollar. There's been a okay. Well, let me finish that thought. The dollar, going from the dollar to the euro as a safe haven currency. Within the last couple of years, there has been a exodus from the dollar to go over to the euro as a safe haven currency. But as of current, the euro and the euro nations, the uh, coalition, the Commonwealth, they basically, all those countries have been in such turmoil that the euro isn't as stable as people once thought it actually was. So the dollar still remains the safe haven, along with the yen and the Swissy. So right here, we're just seeing that because of all of Jay Powell's uh, QE, quantitative easing, and printing of money, the dollar is being devalued, really starting from way back here, as you can see, and then it stalled a little bit and went up, right? But now the euro has basically hit a level over here, and I'm going to basically use something that I basically had in another video. I'll put a card in the video for what I call my big bank targets, and it basically shows where I basically put my targets at. Now I can't find the tools that I basically use. Oh, there it goes. Thanks for showing up. Okay, so basically the euro came to an area over here that I normally take targets at. And it's been what I would call this coiling around this target point right here. Now there is another target that's higher, basically the 150. Something that I basically would like to give you is, when I use the Fibonacci extension and the Fibonacci retracement, I replace the 161 with a 150. Usually that's a lot easier to hit. The 161 is the normal target, but the 150 is something that I basically use. It's not Fibonacci, but it is a lot easier to basically hit. A lot more success there for me. So there's a target up here at 121.79. That would be the next target. Now this week, I'm probably going to say this on a couple of currencies, but this week there Jay Powell will be talking, and it's going to be on Wednesday the 16th, and he will basically give a reading on what's going on with the dollar. Will he be hawkish? Will he be dovish? We will see. All right, so that's right here on the euro. Real quick, I'm going to finish this off very quickly. I just wanted to go over that and just let you guys know that there definitely is a rate decision this week. So with that, let's just take a look also with sentiment analysis. Strengths, right? At the beginning of this week, the euro is strong, 1.7. The dollar is weak. So that right there, you can see that this looks very much so like this is going to be going long. All right. We also hear this is something from FXSSI, and this is a day late though, but I can get the up to date from their site FXSSI and look for the euro right here. And right now, as updated 8 minutes ago, the euro is going long. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and speed through these real quick so we don't really waste any time. All right, gold. Gold, I have this. This is right now being held up by a support line right here at 1925. This is long. It's going to stay long. As far as lines go, I basically have a trend line, excuse me, going down. So this is in this triangle, right? And it can actually go either way, up or down. Go up or down. But most likely, because of this right here, the trend is going up. So there you go. Okay, that's on gold. So as a target, let me see. As a target, I would say that I would have to go to a higher time frame probably to actually get the target. Let me see. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can pull out a target for you guys that you can look for. An expansion with the target is, all right, as you can see, it hit this right here. This is the 200. That's something that I add in there. And then the next target up would be 2167. That would be the target that I would be looking for this to basically hit. Alright. Alright. So that's on gold. On Bitcoin. Bitcoin is basically, it's found a base right here at 10,000. As you can see, there's, I guess, let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. You can see the wicks going through. I basically, it's probably a little bit lower, but as you can see, there's a couple of wicks that basically hit, and it basically came down. But I believe 10,000 is a very even number, and you can see some confluence on this trend line and with the accumulation distribution. People are just continuing to accumulate Bitcoin. All right, on oil. All right, and this is going to lead into my next chart. So this right here has come up into a triangle, and it can go up or down. right? What I see here is this right here, that it crossed over the 100 over here. So this is looking like the accumulation is going to continue to go long. So that on oil goes into this. And this is the loonie. This is this is the loonie. One thing I didn't go over is, I'll go over it later, is gold. The sentiment on gold. When I go look at the sentiment on the loonie, I will also look at sentiment on gold. Okay, so right now this has been in a downtrend for about a couple of months. All right, so this right here is going to continue to most likely go lower. This trend line is drawn going up into probably last week's high, and with oil going higher, the CAD should continue to increase in value because there's a correlation between oil and the CAD, the loonie. Now let's look at sentiment. Let's see exactly what sentiment is saying. All right, on the loonie, most of the traders are long, so we know to go short. It's contrarian. On gold, gold is basically break even. The break point is at 60 over here, right, for long short. But they have it here to just go short. They probably put it at 55, but as you can see, a lot of the brokers have it over 50%. So they are just going for this short bias. So gold, with sentiment analysis, is most likely going short. I'm going to look at it on FX book also, and gold over here is even, and then FX blue has this at its break even. So they have it basically on these other two as being basically mixed, neutral. That's the word I was looking for. Okay. The CAD, the loonie, once again is short, right? Going opposite. So that's short. All right. So let's move on to the next currency, and that would be the pound. Now the pound basically had something going on with it last week. For it to do what it did, the news that hit, from what I understand, was concerns about Brexit. Brexit coming up. As far as I understand, that there's going to be a hard exit from the European Union. So that sent the pound falling sharply. Now, with this, saying this right here is saying something a little bit different, because you did not get the same type of distribution, the same type of falling or selling on this indicator that you got here on price action, right? So I believe that the pound is most likely going to gain back what it lost in the week. So let's just look at something that I looked at earlier, and let's go from here to here. And as you can see, the big money, the smart money, took this down to pretty much the 618 level right here. Right here. This is the 618 level. Took it down to the, now look at the confluence of the 200, This is the 200 right here, and a Fibonacci level, the 618. So those two, I'm using those as some type of confluence to basically say that the pound is going to gain back, possibly, let's see what it could gain back to. I don't know if it'll gain back the whole thing, but once again, there is a meeting, a rate decision on Wednesday. So it could gain back, let's say 50% or somewhere in the range of 50 and 60. So to 31.23 or 32.08. So that's what I'm basically going to be looking for. Somewhere 50 here or 61. Alright, that's the pound. Alright, let's move over to the pound. The pound, oh, that's something I didn't even, look at this. The pound over here is saying that that's short, but that's not actually the full sentiment. The full sentiment for the pound is saying, okay, that this, only these two up here, my FX book and IGG, this is really neutral, right? As you can see this right here, neutral. Not enough, there's not enough liquidity, not enough retail traders taking this long for the smart money to basically go ahead and take it short or long. There's not enough. So most likely as the week progresses and the retail traders decide which direction that they want to go, that's when the smart money will decide which direction they want to go. Interestingly enough, now I'm saying that like retail traders are deciding which way the big money wants to go. Don't quote me on that. Okay, I'll say it like that. Don't quote me on that. All right, so let's move on. Because of course the big money takes it wherever they want to go. So, all right, don't quote me on that. All right, so here we go. Next. This is the pound yen, and I'm going to go ahead and draw something for you guys that might give you a little look-see at what I was saying. This on the pound yen has gone down to the 618, right? It's right in this range, in this zone. Because even though that these are, even though you see these as lines, these really represent zones. So I couldn't actually say how far these lines, the zones would extend out to. Maybe 30, 40 pips or something like that. Maybe 30, 40 pips up and down, you know. But I guess what you could probably say is that right now it has retraced to the 61.8 and the 78.6 zone in this zone over here. And you can see that there's some a little price action stuttering right there. See this over here? So we are looking for this to basically go long off of that, right? So let's see what sentiment basically says. Okay, first let's see what strength has here. So the pound is weak against the yen, but they're both in the negative. But of course the pound is all the way weaker. That's on the long term. On the shorter term, we have the pound and the yen being stronger than the pound as of right now on Sunday. As this is looking neutral. Like there's no action about to be taken. So let's look and see what it says on all of the pound pairs. The pound pairs are looking neutral. 1, 2, pound dollar, pound yen. Pound Swissy is looking to be short against the Swissy, and the pound is looking to be short against the CAD and the Aussie. Okay, so that is that. As far as it goes over here, the pound against the dollar is actually going long. Very interesting. On FX book, it has it as the pound going long against the dollar, against the CAD short, against the Swissy short, and against the yen. That's the one that we were talking about, right? Let's just take a look. Maybe I probably passed it already. Against the yen, it's neutral. Okay, so that has to be determined within the next, hopefully by Monday, it'll be determined which direction that the big money is going to actually take it. Let's see what it looks like over here real quick. Wow, they have this going short. Okay, so this in confluence, the sentiment analysis in confluence with what's going on here, I'm basically looking for the pound to gain against all currencies, coming back to at least 61%, 50 to 61%. So let me switch this back this way, and we will see exactly what 50 and 61% looks like. 139.13 and 139.97. So that's almost 140. So right in this zone right here. And as you can see, yep, there's let me draw a line right there so you can see what I see. And if you look to the left, as I've heard some Forex teachers say, you look to the left and you can actually see right around 39.50, that's where I would put this, you can see that there are some touches, right back to here, 39.50. So I would say that the pound would most likely come back to 39.50. Okay, that's my call. I'm sticking to it. All right, on the yen, on the dollar yen, this is in tight consolidation for the last basically 2 months. For the last 2 months it's been in consolidation, and I am basically going to look and see what sentiment basically says. First I'm going to look at strength. Okay, over the long term, the dollar has been weaker than the yen. Over the medium term, right today, the yen is stronger than the dollar. On sentiment, let's see, we have, wow, a long sentiment, a long sentiment, because all the stops are on the long side, and it's almost there. Like by 1/10 of a percentage point, it could actually go long. Let's look at FX book, and FX book has this pretty much neutral, and FX SSI has that, it says it's short, but this hasn't crossed that 60 mark on the long side to actually give you the true sentiment to go short. So on one of them you have it actually going long, and the other one medium, neutral, and then this one is like pretty much called to go short. So there you go. All right, so let's move on to the next. So I have, okay, I'll say it on this one, I don't have any call. We're definitely going to have to see what happens on Wednesday. On the pound, on the euro pound, once again, including the pound, I'm looking to see this pull back to Alright, retracement zone. Let's go straight through and see into the 50, 60, 60 mark. 982 to 933, right in that zone. And let's see if we can find some horizontal line confluence with that. Let's see. Let's look over here. Something that I do like to do. There we go. That's the way I like to do it. Let's see. We've got a line right there, right about there. Okay, put the candles back. And so right around that area right there, 90.82, that's the 90.84. So I would basically put this at 90.75. That's where I would put this at. Right around there. Okay, so that's that right there. One thing I did also want to point out, as you can see, you see the action on this here. This is like a bugle. This is, you know, crazy. But on the accumulation distribution, you have this here. There's not a lot of accumulation going into mimicking the price action. So what I would believe is that it's going to basically retrace down to that area right there on the euro pound. All right. The Aussie Kiwi. And we have, what we have is, this looks like this is going to continue to go higher. And so with that, I would believe that a target for this, using the expansion, is, oh, you know, did I already? Yes, I already put that on there. I don't have to re-put it. And the target is, first target would be 109, 1097, 1.1097, right? And then the second target would be the 100, which is 1.1279. And if you get a little braver, you can go for the 1.11518. Get a little greedy, I guess that's the way I would put it. Get a little greedy, you can go a bit higher. All right, and then this is something else. This is part of what I wanted to, another channel that I wanted to start, Market Militia. But I'll go over this. The S&P 500 is looking like it just had a little bit of a pullback. So this right here, it has been on a nice uptrend, and it pulled back, and the trend line looks like it just hit a trend line. So the accumulation distribution is totally on the bullish side. It's bullish. On the lower time frames, it looks a little bit. Oh, okay, I actually put that. That shouldn't be there. Delete that. On the lower time frames, it actually looks like it is going short. It's really going short. As you can see on the accumulation distribution, that has actually fallen below. So they're really just distributing this. They are selling it. Okay. So we are going to look to see what happens within this week at the rate decision, how that actually goes. All right, and with that, I will say knowledge is power. Be power hungry. Power to the people. Like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. how you liked my analysis, and which currencies you might want me to go over in the next week's weekly analysis. All right, Parsival signing out. See you in the next video.